So the LGBTQIA plus community. The first time I got the knowledge of the community was actually last year when I started this whole podcast, this whole page where I wanted to talk about different stereotypical and taboo topics of our society and try and break them by talking about them, with people having different perspectives of different topics in different ways. I actually knew about the term gay since a long time, and that was all because I was, a lot of people were using it as a derogatory term around me in school, in my life, in college, and I was one person as well. But I'm really happy that I unlearned that. But after that, after researching a lot more, after understanding about the community a lot more, after understanding their issues, how they are discriminated still, how sexuality can be a whole spectrum, how people associate to different gender and sexualities in different ways, etc., etc. I actually wanted to do a few videos on the community. I wanted to make my own video talking about their experiences, people, the experiences of the people of the community through me, and without me actually having experienced anything or felt anything of how they have been feeling, or like they have been experiencing all throughout their life or still experiencing. Me being a cishet straight person, that was, I think, the turning point where a few of my friends whom I met through a community, a safe space called Spread Love and Peace, actually, who told me, those friends actually told me that a lot of cishet people have been taking the space of the people of the community in different ways, in different areas, and I shouldn't do that. Then I had to reconsider my whole idea. Then I came up with this idea where I wanted to reach out to a lot of people of the community for them to come up on video and answer a few questions that I wanted them to answer. I reached out to a lot of people, to be honest, and I'm glad a few actually agreed to do this. And they actually have shared their experiences and learnings throughout their life, whatever they have felt and whatever they have understood about the community themselves. And after that, they have answered all the questions vulnerably. So a small request, please don't get offended by anything that they say. It's their own experience, their own perception, and I am not trying to change anyone's perception. I'm just trying to educate more people, I think, and I'm just trying to be a better ally. And I think that's the most I can do right now for you people as well, to understand about the community and for me to be a better ally. And as you actually hear from the people who are in this video, that if I or you want to be a better ally, I think educating is one thing. Sharing our own education with other people about the community is one thing, and researching more, talking about them in an empathetic way, or understanding where they're coming from. Everything like this are the things that we can do to be a better ally, and that's what I'm also trying to do. And the last thing before the video starts, I would really like to thank everyone who actually agreed to do this video: Riju, Danish, Debulina, Riha, Rahul, Alankrita, and Shreya. Thank you so much for being so open-minded and sharing sharing your learnings, your education through this whole video, answering those questions. Thank you so much. So people, here you go.
People have really become a lot progressive and accepting towards everybody around them, but some people still have this doubt, and a lot of actually people, even if they are allies, sometimes they might overlook the fact that being queer is not a choice. It is who you are, so you cannot really change it.
Cis people do not understand that queer people are human and they are not so different the way they are assumed, and there is no particular look to describe how a queer person looks like, and there's a lot of stereotyping.
Well, the people from the community are no different from you in any ways. They still have one nose, two eyes, and two ears. Well, they can be more fashionable sometimes than you, but trust me, honey, no difference.
I feel like not understanding is okay, and also I also would say that it is very, very natural for them to not understand, and what is important for them to do is to acknowledge that they do not understand, because they do not have our lived experiences. So for that, acknowledging, and second is that they cannot treat us as resources. They cannot treat us as like, if somebody has a queer or trans friend, like going to them and like feeling that they are liable to answer all their questions, satiate their curiosity, So that is something cis people do wrong. So it is their responsibility to educate themselves on the issues of like LGBTQ issues, so that they are able to be more sensitized, and they are able to be more inclusive. They are able to be better humans for us. So yeah.
That we don't always fight. I mean, we understand we are queer. We understand, I mean, like, of course, the battle is still going on, but it's not like we are always defensive when it comes to, anything. So, this one fine day, we had this gathering. We were having our lunch, and one of my colleagues, she was like, it's okay, Danish, you don't have to question this particular question. I understand where you come from. And I'm like, no, I want to answer that question, because equality, bro. And yeah, it's not like we are always uncomfortable in a situation, or we don't understand, or we don't want to be in a situation. It's that it's different for everybody. They don't understand what is being stereotypical and what is being less open-minded. I heard this in a conversation that I was fine with sexuality being bisexual, gay, or transgender, or being transgender or something. But what is being poly? I don't get it. How can you love two people or more than one people at the same time? So they are also, limiting their knowledge and acceptance to certain point. I mean, you can love whoever you want and how many people you want. It's up to you. And definition of love is different, not only when it comes to cisgender or heterosexual people or cisgender gay people. It's different for everyone.
They need to understand that we are human beings also. And secondly, they need to understand that they are trying to violate our rights,
human rights.
Yes, basic human rights every day, every moment. When they are bullying us, they are judging us, they are, doing every bad things they can do. They need to understand, if as human beings our rights can get violated, then their rights can get violated too, because we all are human beings at the end. And
Judging somebody for their sexual preference is absolutely wrong. Many people are bullied. Trans people are also bullied for it's a natural phenomenon, and many people might not even recognize them. Gender is something different, and sex is something different.
yes.
And people mix it up, and from that concept a lot of problems arise. Babies,
Yes, they don't understand that we can have babies too. We can create a family too. If I talk about us, then if we have a baby in future, then we are a family too. Two mothers can have a baby.
cisgender people, they need to just understand that things can be neutralized, they can be normalized. We are a part of the society too. People don't know a lot about us. People need to read about us. People need to learn about us.
If you are accepting towards the people around you, especially for people in the community, I think acceptance is the most important thing.
In order to be a better ally, read more about queer issues, talk to people, but do not expect queer people to do all the labor for you. Try to catch up with the community issues, try to read more books, understand issues, follow queer people online to listen to them about their issues.
If you want to be a good ally, listen. Listen to people very carefully. Do not make your conclusion based on any assumption. And unlearn the bad things and learn the new and better things.
To be a good ally of the community, one, you have to acknowledge that it is not your place to speak. You have to acknowledge that you do not understand, and like you are here to like understand and know and learn, instead of saying that I do understand, I have a friend, I have seen this person. It is important to like create that space, and important to leave the space for the trans queer person to come and speak for themselves. I feel like passing the mic is also overrated. That means that like the mic belongs to someone and you are passing it to someone, and also like saying that okay, I have the mic, which is true also. Acknowledging your privilege is important, but the passing the mic should not sound like or look like passing the mic. It should look like leaving the space. It should look like letting someone come up to the space, and the mic should be there and somebody would be able to pick it up and talk. So creating spaces, like creating platforms, safe spaces for queer trans folks to be and to contribute to the narratives of like to various narratives, be it feminist narratives, be it rights-based narratives, be it other, be it legal, social, cultural narratives. Just leaving this space for them to come and represent their own stories is something that allies can do. And second is that allies should not expect anything in reward. You are not doing anything out of the, but you are not doing something that you should be rewarded for. You are just doing what you should have done long before. So you are just doing your job as a human, as a fellow human being. So there is no reward like, oh my God, so I have done this and I'm great. So that should not ever happen. And you are not doing, and there is no celebration. Do not expect celebration for doing the bare minimum. There is no end to what you can do.
Yeah, if you want to be a good ally, you need to stop doing these three things. Stop making faces, stop assuming things, and stop judging us, questioning us.
Accepting that someone else can be someone else, and you can be you and someone else is someone else. It does not mean that you have to treat them any differently, or even if you can't completely understand who or what they are or what they prefer. It's just that being a little acceptable and being supportive of them is what matters the most, because it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of like understanding, searching for what we actually like or who we actually are. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of mental energy, and for someone to just come and deny, you're not this, you're just joking about it, or you're not serious about this, it's just a phase. That is, I think, the worst thing you can do to a person who has struggled with their identity and their preference and their expression for a long time and finally come to.
If you go through the internet or dictionary and something like that, you will find out that queer means different. But according to me, according to us, it just means being yourself, Just like a heterosexual person can love a heterosexual person, just like that, a boy can love a boy, a girl can love a girl, a boy can love a boy and a girl can love a boy and a girl, and everything, okay? Being queer means accepting yourself even if you are out of the basket, because our law, our parents, most of our parents, they have taught us that the basket actually means a man and a woman having a child, okay? So being queer means you are out of the basket and you're accepting yourself. That's it.
The fact that you do not fall under the stereotypical identity that a person is supposed to have in this society, like a cis-het kind of a person. If you are a man, you would go to marry a woman, or if you are a woman, you go to marry a guy, kind of a stuff. Or let's say I am born in a woman's body, doesn't mean I am a woman. Okay, I can be a guy, I can be a non-binary person, etc. And I am a non-binary person, in fact.
Somebody who does not fit into the heterosexual part of the society. Queer is also an umbrella term for the LGBTQIA plus community.
So I cannot honestly explain you what queer means. I am also trying to understand whether I'm queer or not. I am trans, but I'm still navigating my identity as being queer. So that is something that I'm still exploring. But yeah, but I can still say that for queer, I can give you a little bit of historical context that the word queer was used as derogatory term for especially used for effeminate gay men and trans feminine folks as a derogatory term, like queer, fairy. So all of these terms are used to basically queer meant weird. But later it has been reclaimed by the LGBTQIA plus community to denote themselves, which means that they are, which denotes anything which is not cisgender heterosexual, which steps away from anything which is cisgender heterosexual. So you can say that is queer. But also it also absolutely depends on that person, if that person wants to identify as queer or not. So it is absolutely their own choice, and the label definitely means this, but the label is for the person to choose.
Being queer is just that you're just not in a zone that you fall into any stereotype, and you're just living an exploratory life.
Pronouns are important because pronouns helps a person to identify them in an appropriate way. If we refer to someone with their correct pronouns, they are more likely to feel comfortable around us, and I think that works for everybody, including cisgender people.
For non-binary people to tell you how they want to be addressed as, and if everyone uses it, then it normalizes the correct usage of pronouns.
Beyond pronouns also. So pronouns are important because especially in English is a very, very gendered language, and when we talk in English, when we speak in English, we have to constantly use gender identifiers, which might lead to triggering the dysphoria of trans people. So therefore, or like the very fact of misgendering trans folks is an act of violence. So to not do that, to be more inclusive and to welcome, actually to let trans people come in a space, to welcome them in a space, it is important to use pronouns. By trans, I mean both binary and non-binary trans, and also gender non-conforming folks. So therefore, that's why pronouns are important, because it enables the trans or non-binary person to be acknowledged with the gender, with the identity they are comfortable in, or the identity the gender that they identify with. And second is that it is also the responsibility of cishet folks, cisgender folks to acknowledge that language is very gendered. It might not cause any problem to them because they can easily navigate in these gender spaces, but to acknowledge that privilege that they can, and let others understand that others cannot, and using gender neutral language and pronouns is a part of that discourse. Second is that while we talk about trans rights, why it is also important to look beyond pronouns, especially in Indian context, because one is that many Indian languages are not gendered, though Hindi is. So definitely looking at it from we can use pronouns in English and all of that, but how can we translate that in Hindi or in other languages? Second, and also this whole English speaking, this pronoun discourse is very, very limited to English speaking folks. So trans people, there are a lot of trans people who are not upper class, who are not upper caste, who are not English speaking. So that issues go much way beyond pronouns. There are medical issues, there are legal issues, there are social issues, there are cultural issues. There are so many of them. Pronouns, just doing the pronouns right is doing the bare minimum, and that should be done.
Everyone comes a little different, as soon as no one is the same. So the way they see things, the way they perceive things, the way they experience things is all going to be different. And in that way, once someone has chosen that they are going to be dressed as she, or they're going to be addressed as he, no matter what their biological reproductive system is, it's because gender is not related to your biological reproduction. As we all know, gender is your identity, what you want to represent yourself as, what is your whole persona, your identity based as that's your gender. Gender is a social form, it's not a scientific form. So, you know, it's very important that we call people by the pronouns they choose, because that's who they are here and that's who they feel they are here. So just because you don't understand it does not mean that you call them anything you want. It's not yours to decide, it's theirs to decide.
If somebody has come out of closet recently, try to be supportive, but do not say things like congratulations, I'm so proud of you. It is not something new for them, or to be celebrated, as it could be taken as a microaggression.
If someone is coming out to you, that means that they trust you. So never ever betray their trust. And always remember that this thing is not about you, it's about them.
So here I will again say that coming out of the closet is a very, very personal process. It's a very personal journey, and there is no mandate that one has to come out of the closet. The whole concept of closet is set that this disclosure, that I owe a disclosure to somebody of my identity, of my gender, of my sexuality, is a very set concept, that I am different and I'm coming out of the closet. So yeah, that. But also at the same time, if someone chooses to come out of the closet, if someone believes in the idea of closet and chooses to come out of the closet, then as allies or as friends or as people who support them, it is important to understand that they would do it at their own pace, not to forcefully coerce them to do something that they don't want to. It's important to not assure safe space when one cannot afford. It's important to constantly respect the comfort zone and safe space. It is important to understand that where they want to come out, how they want to come out, when they want to come out, in what spaces they want to come out, and where they do not want to. So it is it is important to not belittle the agency of the person who is coming out at all.
I mean, when I came out to my friends, most of them, they already knew it. But when I came out to them, they were like, oh yeah, we had an idea, you don't have to care about it, it's all fine. But that is not something which I wanted to hear at all. When people come out to you, they expect you to be a little bit empathetic, they expect you to be, respond in a positive way, and not in something like, oh yeah, don't chill, we already had an idea. Of course you're okay. We have been friends from past 3 years, 2 months. Bullshit. That's not how you should react. You should be more empathetic and try to understand that how difficult it was that person had to come out to you. That person is queer and he or they had to come out to you. Where on the other side, you are cisgender, heterosexual, and you don't have to. It takes courage for people to come out in the society or to certain people, and it's not necessary for people to come out to you, because I don't feel. To be very honest, personally, I don't feel I should come out to my family, because none of my heterosexual cisgender siblings did.
Oh, before reacting or before saying any harsh things or doing anything, because we don't understand what they're saying or where they're coming from, I don't think that's a good reaction to anything in general. You should never react in a way that is gonna hurt the person who's speaking to you. No matter what they're speaking about, even if it is not something that you can accept in one go. So just understanding that everybody has their different struggles, and even if you don't have struggles related to your gender or your sexual preference, you will have different struggles, and you should just put yourself in that situation and think that if I ever said that I am struggling with this, or I am having problems with these things, and I'm suffering because of this, and someone else just said, that's just a phase, you'll get over it, don't make such a big deal out of it, it's just all in your head. Or completely disregarding whatever you have decided for yourself or whatever you're feeling right now, and just saying that whatever you're feeling is wrong. It's so devaluing. It's just you're invalidating the entire thought process of that person, everything that the person has been through to reach to that decision, or the amount of trust they have put in you to tell you that. It's just all broken in one second. And the best way to be empathetic is just putting yourself in their shoes, and even if you don't have similar issues, just thinking about, if I would come out, if I would say something about my struggles to someone else and someone else reacted in a bad way, how would that make me feel? And be thankful that that person has put enough trust in you to actually come out to you or say something like that, because it takes a lot of courage and trust.
I think that you just need to be kind. You just have to be accepting towards them, and a smile goes a long way, my friend. So I really think that you can be supportive and just be, yourself around them. Don't act like they are saying something that is very new or something very super weird kind of thing, but it's just a casual thing, and definitely it's a part of their identity. They have discovered it, they have realized who they are, so I think congratulations is also due.
Discriminating against them because of their gender, orientation, sexual identity, class identity, caste identity.
Well, acceptance is a process to overcome our insecurities. And for me, acceptance means to be proud of it, to flaunt it, and being very confident about it.
I feel like acceptance, one, should definitely mean freedom for me. Freedom to be who I am in, without being fearful of the consequences. That, okay, right now I have closed my room because I'm wearing a little bit of makeup. I don't want my parents to know that, okay, I'm giving this interview because I have a fear. Even though I've come out to my parents, I constantly fear to respect certain things. So this whole idea of navigating in this set of spaces is difficult for queer trans folks. So for me, acceptance would be that these norms are away. There is nothing there is absolute freedom, and there is no consequence for being queer and trans. It is just as normal and usual as anything else that exists in the world.
Acceptance for me is stop categorizing my personality in any category. So society has this barrier, this very old and irritating. Personally, I find it very irritating, very old and irritating habit of categorizing things. So if you're black, you're black. You're white, you're white. If you're gay, you should act in certain way. If you're trans, you should wear these dresses or you should act in certain way. So I just don't want you to categorize me into into few different categories or one different category, because being gender fluid, it's not easy to stick to one thing. Personally, sometimes I feel like a woman, sometimes I feel like a man, sometimes I feel like both, sometimes nothing. So I am definitely going to act in 10 different ways, or as many ways as possible. So if you're like, oh yeah, if Danish is gay, if Danish is gender fluid, he must be acting in this, he should be sissy, he must be sissy, or he must be always wearing makeup or something. No.
Acceptance for me would mean, when you look at someone, like when someone would look at me, if I talk about a personal point of view, if someone would look at me and they would not scan me up and down and then judge me on the basis of that okay, this is this person, they might be of this gender, they might do this, they might do that, they might be a little harsh or soft spoken or whatever, just based on how I'm dressing and how I look and how I'm talking to people, because that's not a very good thing to do, because having judgments and having stereotypes about someone just from their outer appearance is very shallow, I feel, in a way. So, and nowadays we are trying, thankfully, fortunately, in today's world, we are trying to break through stereotypes, and we are trying to tell everyone that, not everything that looks like this is specifically that. It might be something different as well. Just because you have pressurized them with stereotypes and you have told them this is not right, you are this, so you have to be this, you have to wear this, you have to talk like this, you have to express yourself like this. It's something very immature and shallow, in my opinion. And I think acceptance would not have, when you look at a person, that's their thing. They look amazing in what they're doing. They are a separate individual on their own. That is what acceptance sounds like. You don't judge them on the basis of what is there inside your head. I think, yeah.
To me, acceptance is a very simple word which means that you are fine with who I am. I mean, if you say that you accept me, I think it is one of the best things one can hear, especially queer people who are struggling so much to make their identity, accepted by everybody around them, and especially the people they love. So yeah, acceptance to me is definitely just a person saying that they do not hate me for being who I am, and they just do not really worry about my future plans or what the society will tell me and stuff. They just feel happy that I am happy now that I have come to terms with my identity. A world where all the dreams come true. In life we have a lot of ups and downs, yes, and we do not get to live all our dreams. But when people are accepting towards who you are, I think that in such kind of a world, every dream comes true because people are happy. And even if all dreams do not come true, the biggest ones and the biggest happiness is definitely there, because your identity is not slaughtered by somebody in the society by asking that's not real or it's just a phase or something like that. So yeah, it's definitely a world of dreams, and I would definitely love that.
As Ava Max said, if all of the kings had the queens on the thrones, we would pop champagne and raise a toast. I've been thinking about that question since my childhood, because a world without any stereotype, without any preconceived notion would have been so easy for not only queer people but also everyone.
It's a very beautiful chaos if you think about it that way, because you wouldn't have anything to call normal. Like, this is how normal people dress, this is what normal people do, because I don't think normal people would exist at that time. Because wearing professional clothes to office, not having tattoos, not having colored hair, because it's a professional environment, doesn't make sense at all. Just because you have a couple of tattoos on your body or your hair is pink does not mean you won't be able to act professionally in any situation. And just because other people are not accepting of who I am, I should not act any different. Like, that's what we are planning to do. That's what the whole agenda is, to make this world a place where you're not judged by your outer appearance. Like, it's very important. And if there are no stereotypes and there are no preconceived notions, I think people would go gaga, they would go crazy. Like, so much creativity is lying inside every person, each one of all the human beings. Like, there is so much creativity, but they have to suppress it because it does not fit the norms of society or something like that. It's so sad. And there is so much potential that is waiting to come out, but it can't come out because of the stereotypes and preconceived notions and all that. So if everybody would learn how to accept any human being fully, irrespective of what they're doing, irrespective of where they are coming from, who they are, who they like, I think it would be very beautiful and very chaotic at the same time. And that's the goal. That's what we are aiming for. That's what we should aim for.
So if you like this video and the concept of the video, do hit that like button and share this video with as many people as you can. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel, as I'll be sharing more such videos and also a lot of other podcast episodes time and again. I'm sharing a few links on the description below. Do not forget to check them out as well. So this is it from my side. Thank you so much everyone. Take care.